Habaragani, what's the news? Divine all. Blessed, peace and love, joy and prosperity. This Thursday, December 29th, 2011. My mother, her blessed birthday, and I am truly grateful for my mother, to still have my mother here with me in love and in truth. I want to first say I am apologetic for not doing the video on yesterday, the longer video on yesterday, the third night for Ujima, the principle that teaches us to recognize that our own well-being is derived from the family and the community well-being, and that they must be concerned, we must be concerned with the greater overall health and well-being, not only of ourselves, our family, our circle, our community, our greater global community. Tonight, Habaragani, what is the news? The news is Ujamaa, collective work and, not collective work and responsibility, that was last night. Ujamaa tonight is cooperative economics. And the two, for me, it's difficult to talk about one without talking about and discussing the other. We must work in spite of the financial glory, the fame, the name recognition. There are things that we must do for ourselves, for our family, and for each other that not only ensure the livelihood and well-being of ourselves and our family network, but our greater community. But then we must take that extra step in collective work and responsibility and move towards cooperative economics. And that includes not only shopping with us, buying with us, supporting those independent black-owned businesses and people of color within our communities who are working for our better good, but also to put the food on the table and pay the bills for their own individual families. We must begin to internalize and realize and understand that we are joined together as it relates to not only collective work and responsibility, taking care of each other, no longer depending on the government, food stamps, programs, though they have their place, but really beginning to step up and put those systems into place for ourselves to ensure that we have our own safety net, our own backup plan, if you will, when any of us individually or collectively is in need or distress. And in order to really do that and keep things moving forward, that is why I suggest that these two principles of Nguzo Saba be united, if you will, collective work and responsibility. And tonight, as we remember and celebrate and honor and meditate on cooperative economics, I understand that my financial security is dependent on my community. It's dependent on my clients getting result-oriented services. It's dependent on my immediate local community here in New Orleans evaluating what I do and continuing to help support my moving forward with that. Whether it's helping me with a bill, whether it's helping me with food, whether it's helping me with transportation to get back and forth, whether it's helping me just by supporting and motivating and appreciating, as I often get from many within my community, including Mother Suma, Rafua, Baba Luther, Mama Jamila, Minhati, and so many others. So collective work and responsibility is not just, and should include, working together for our youth, for our elderly, for our sick, our shut-in, our addicted, our unemployed. We should have food pantries. We shouldn't have to go to Salvation Army and Red Cross for food pantry. Every church should have a food pantry. Every mosque should have a food pantry. Every religious Asar Aset, Ifa, Yoruba, Budoan, we should have our own food pantries, our own clothing pantries, our own resource center, if you will. Who's hiring and who has the skill for that position? Who needs to be taught and educated a particular skill in order to fulfill a position? We should have that type of resource within ourselves, and together it becomes something much bigger, something much greater than ourselves. We indeed have that within our own circle here at House of the Divine Friend. There are those who have businesses, who have skills. I myself, on many occasions, have tried to teach self-employment, working from at home. Many of you have a computer. If you're watching me right now, chances are you have a computer. And as far as I'm concerned, you have an income. You have some skill, some knowledge that is able to not only benefit you, but benefit your community and bring a profit for you. If we would just push beyond the veils, push beyond the limits of enslaved labor, punching a clock, working 9 to 5 on jobs that make us sick, make us ill, make us miserable. And then we go home to our families and our communities with that misery and that negative energy. So we must begin to truly meditate and reinterpret and understand what collective work and responsibility is. It is not just cleaning up our block. It is not just cutting the lawn of the senior next to you who may no longer be able to do it for themselves. But it is about truly stepping up when those around us are in need. Not gossiping, embarrassing them, humiliating them, downgrading their story on Facebook, but finding solutions to the problem right in your neck of the woods, right in your block, right in your neighborhood. When we as men and women and twin-spirited decide to take responsibility for our collective work and responsibility within our neighborhoods, then we will begin to find whole communities that will begin to rise up out of violence, rise up out of poverty, rise up out of addiction, rise up out of ignorance, into wholeness, wellness, divine all blessing. So, in the spirit of Kwanzaa 2011, honoring Ujima, which was our principal, our third principal on yesterday, December 28, 2011, and tonight honoring Ujamaa, Cooperative Economics, and reminding you that on tomorrow we will be celebrating and honoring and meditating on Nia, a principle which instructs each family member to see him or herself as linked to a larger project or nation, to something, again, indeed, greater than ourselves, bigger than ourselves. Ourselves amplified. And I will be presenting both the lighting of the candle as well as the longer explanation of that principle, that fifth principle of Nia on tomorrow, when we will be talking about the principle of Nia, which represents purpose. So Habari Ghani, what is the news? The news for yesterday was Ujima. The news for tonight is Ujima is collective working responsibility. Ujamaa is cooperative economics. And tomorrow will be Nia for purpose. And again, I say happy birthday to my divine, all blessed, royal Queen Mother Gary Barcel Savage on her birthday, December 29th. I truly honor you, give reverence for you, and I indeed give reverence for my greater community as I was taught and trained and instructed to do by my mother. Until tomorrow, all with a blessing, indeed, Ashe.